Hi there, it's Sarah Plunkett from BodyRight Physiotherapy. I'm a physiotherapist as well as a Pilates instructor. I have 15 years experience teaching Pilates and 19 years as a chartered physiotherapist. And I teach very small classes usually, um, which allows people to get the right amount of supervision. Obviously, I have no supervision here teaching you online. So I really wanted to do a session on getting you to be very aware of what you are doing yourself, to supervise yourself, to tune in to whether you are doing the exercises correctly or not. So we're going to do a session that is more mentally than physically challenging today, but it will be a really good preparation for a more physically intensive session, which I'll put up during the week, which will be a real ab burner. But to get the abs burning in a really healthy way, you want to get your awareness tuned in to what you should be doing. So let's get started on our little awareness session today. We're going to do this lying down. And we'll start off with some knee rolls. So the knees and heels press together, arms out to the sides, palms facing up. Roll the knees to one side and turn your head in the opposite direction and just enjoy the stretch. Breathe in and breathe out to roll through to the other side. None of the exercises that we do should be in any way sore. So if they are, don't do them. If you feel physically unwell doing them, please stop. They should be enjoyable and they should make you feel really good. Breathe in to stretch, breathe out to move. Enjoy breathing into the area that you're stretching, and as you breathe out, tune into the core engaging to support your movement through to the other side. Inhale and exhale. One more each way. And back to the middle. Great. Some single knee hugs. Again, it's a little warm up to help relax tension out of the lower back, pelvis and hip. And change sides. Rocking the knee back and forth. Nice and gently. And from here, with the knees bent up, fingertips on the bony points of the pelvis, tilt the pelvis back so that you're flattening your lower back into the mat. Then tilt forwards and arch the back so you've got this arch underneath here between your spine and the mat. Exhale, tilt back. Inhale, tilt forwards. Exhale, tune into the pelvic floor muscles working, the lower tummy muscles working. And then as you inhale to go forwards, feel the lower back muscles working in the small of your back. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower tummy working. Try not to be using the glutes so much. Inhale to come forwards. One more each way. And forwards. And then find your mid position. So the curve, inward curve under your lower back is very gentle now. And there's a very slight tilt back, which just is enough to become aware of the pelvic floor and the lower tummy muscles gently working, maybe a third of your full effort. And from here, we're going to try and keep the pelvis really still as we float one leg up into tabletop, and keeping the pelvis very still with those core muscles working as the opposite knee lifts up into tabletop. Slowly working, and as you do, try and keep the foot that's on the floor feeling really light. And the lighter you make that foot, the more the core will have to work. So as you feel the core working, then you want to So as you feel the foot getting lighter and the core working harder, you may feel you're ready to lift both legs. But when that happens, make sure the tummy muscles are staying hugging in rather than lifting up with effort. If you feel the tummy muscles are lifting up with effort, then you need to keep one foot on the floor. And that's the level at which you need to probably work at for a few weeks anyway, until you get used to the more intensive work of the core and the core gets stronger. But those of you who are ready, you can lift up one leg at a time and down, keeping that tummy muscles, those tummy muscles hugging in. Don't be tempted to rush through to this level if your tummy is lifting up with effort. Stick to the first level, which I'll do again. So just one leg lifting and lowering with the other leg feeling light. And we're going to do one more of each, keeping those tummy muscles hugging in. Brilliant. And there's been so much work around the lower tummy and back with that. Let's just do some single knee hugs there. And then change sides. These are very, very therapeutic little exercises to do. So going from there, we're going to go to one leg stretch. So again, the pelvis is very still. You are slightly tucking in the tailbone as one leg reaches forward and as the leg reaches back. And then the opposite leg pressing forwards. Inhale to hold. Exhale to fold the leg back in. Constantly aware of the pelvic floor, the lower tummy and the lower back gently hugging in together, and a sense of the pelvis being level and still, so avoiding any side to side movement or any forward movement of the pelvis. You can keep your fingertips on the bony points of the pelvis each side to help tune into whether the pelvis is staying still or not. Inhale, exhale to move. That helps engage the core. Breathe in to hold. Breathe out to move. Let's do one more of these one leg stretches. Inhale to hold and exhale to fold back in. Now from here, we're going to become aware of our rib cage. We're going to let one arm lengthen back behind and notice how the ribs, I'm going to really try and exaggerate this now, but notice how the ribs flare up. You can feel the rib cage. Now, we're going to lift the other arm, but this time try not to let the ribs flare, and you'll notice there's only so far you can go back with the arm without letting the ribs flare. You need to try and keep your mid back in contact with the mat. So we're going to repeat this more controlled version of the arm lift, keeping the ribs down so that they're not flaring up, keeping that mid back connected with the mat. And once you have that, we can add that into the previous exercise, the one leg stretch. So we are trying to keep a gentle little curve underneath the lower back as we try and keep the ribs softened down. And then folding in and relaxing down. And the opposite side's lengthening, ribs down, and pelvis very slightly tilted back, but still a little arch underneath the lower back. You could imagine a spring from the lower rib cage to the pelvis staying shortened, so you really feel the effort at the front. And yet, because you're keeping the little arch of the lower back, you've also got a sense of the spring tightening at the lower back as well. And so it looks very simple to do, but there's a lot of thought and awareness involved in the position. And so that's going to take practice for you. And probably better to do less than more at the same time. You don't want to overdo it. You need to be able to keep focus. So about 8 or 10 repetitions is plenty. And again then relax not just your body but your mind afterwards with a few one leg stretches. Let your focus soften and just enjoy the nice stretch. Change sides. Great. And from here, we're going to do some exercises in all fours. So you can get rid of the cushion unless you need it for underneath your knees. Now, I'm going to tuck in the toes underneath for this one, and I'm going to just tuck in my t-shirt a little bit so that you can see how I'm using my tummy muscles a bit better. So, with the toes tucked in underneath, we want just a gentle little hollow in the lower back and then lift up between the shoulder blades. Try and avoid dropping the weight of the head down, try and keep it hovered and the chin slightly tucked in, and press the weight of your hands into the mat and press the weight of the toes into the mat and see, can you hover your knees and then very gently lower them. Inhale, exhale to lift, tuning into the pelvic floor and lower tummy. Inhale to hold and exhale, slowly lowering. Breathe in, breathing out, pelvic floor and lower tummy engaged. Inhale, hold, exhale, slowly lowering. Breathe in, breathing out to lift. I want to show you what not to do. If you hear your knees dropping or you feel a thud, then your core probably isn't working so well. So another nice gentle one now, just slowly lowering down. Feel that soft connection and the core really working, and then you can relax the tummy then. And then knees wide and sitting back onto your hips back onto your heels, and enjoy the stretch. Walk the hands across to one side, left hand stretching out over your right. Inhale and exhale. Across to the other side. Inhale and exhale. Now we did use the abdominal muscles a good bit there, even though it was on the more gentle side. So what I'd like you to practice is a little cobra exercise. So we're going to come up onto the elbows and inhale, stretching into the abdominal muscles. And exhale. You can bow the head gently. Inhale, lift the head, stretching into the abdominal muscles. Exhale and bowing the head. And one more. And exhale, bowing the head. And going to move into sitting. Now, if you feel you need to be supported with cushion underneath the hips or the knees to make yourself feel more comfortable, by all means do. We're going to do a little bit of side stretching here and rolling forwards and around. Coming up and over, stretch forwards and around. So we're getting our back muscles to lengthen out and stretch. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction. Inhale, exhale, rounding round. And last one, such a nice stretch to do. Great. So we're just going to do a little bit of side stretching. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And from here, we are going to tuck in the chin, sit nice and tall, feel that your weight is going directly down through the sitting bones. Relaxing your shoulders back and down. You can allow the eyes to close over. Let the breath flow right down to the balloon into the tummy area. Expand through the lower and then the upper rib cage. And slowly breathe out from the top of your chest, lower ribs, and the tummy area. Inhale, lower tummy expands, lower chest, upper chest, and really taking your time on the breath out. Upper chest releasing down, lower chest and tummy. And one more. Inhale, expand through the abdomen, lower chest, upper chest. And really taking your time on the long out breath. So the out breath is longer than the in breath. So feeling the tallness in your spine, feeling the sense of well-being, tuning into your senses. Sense of heat in the room or the coolness in the air. Tune into any sounds that you might hear in the distance or closer by. Just feel that connection with everything around you. And we're going to take a deep, energizing breath in. You can let the eyes open, lift the arms. Ready for your day ahead. And finishing your class for today. So tune in again for our more intensive exercises, or if you feel that level just suited you, then maybe practice this a few times over the week or coming weeks and build your strength that way. So hope you enjoyed and mind yourself.